Oh,
Everybody, it's your boy Chase, aka CR Media. It's another episode of the AEW Dynamite show. I've got my friend Mark, Pro Wrestling Kingpin, here with me, and I've also got my good friend Tony, tech
The
support.
whole
Tony.
effing show is here. Let's go from the start.
I like it. I don't hate it. I like it.
I cracked a beer just for Mark tonight.
Gentlemen, how we doing tonight?
I cracked a beer just for Mark. I don't know if you could see, but this beer has a wizard on it. So,
you know Mark. You know Mark's about to.
yeah,
Mark's about
that's for you, buddy.
Yeah. How we doing tonight, guys?
Are you trying to get back on good terms with me?
Listen, you know you love me. So real quick, I just want to say thank you guys for joining the Discord. It's been, I did not expect it to be as big of a hit as it was so soon. But some of the Discord people are going to be hanging out with us tonight. One of them already here, Jake Boss. So I hopefully brought some viewers to the channel.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Hell yes.
I'm surprised for you guys.
That really close mic camera right now is not doing it for me, Chase. It's really creeping me out.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
It's right up in your business.
I know, man.
it's like
you have a mofo right there.
Hey, welcome to the stream, everybody. You guys want to crack some beers, lift some weights?
Hey, tech support, do I sound okay today?
Yeah, you're good.
All right.
You sound really far away, though. That's the
Me?
problem.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna need you to come a little bit closer to your mic, Mark, Anthony, whatever the fuck your name is.
How dare
That's
you?
my middle name, actually. Can you hear me or no?
Yeah, much better.
Much better?
Yeah,
All
sounds
right.
like you're coming from the right head.
You said
right microphone.
You said
What'd you
Anthony.
say?
Anthony is your middle name.
Antonio is my middle name, actually.
Okay. Well, that's a little bit different than Anthony, but
It's actually pretty the same thing. It's just, your Spanish heritage, the same fucking shit.
Gentlemen, let's direct to the chat here. We've got Jake Boss 45678. Jake Boss, we appreciate you joining tonight, man. He says, "What's up, Chase, Mark, and Anthony?" Phil the Future says, "What's good, gentlemen? Appreciate you, Phil, as always."
What's going on?
Raz says, "Pretty Mark."
Oh,
Coaches Dante, man. Coaches Dante, him and Key and Freddie over at Sports Empire invited me onto Sports and Coffee this morning, and we had quite the show, quite the blast. I got yelling like I got my blood boiling like Ric Flair style at 9:00 this morning. So it was.
Love to hear that.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
He's been getting his blood boiled for a fucking week now already. This guy was on
Yeah.
rants after rants last week. I don't know if you watched any of the clips. This guy.
Yeah.
I've seen a few of them. I've seen. So I was like, I need to be here tonight. I need to help out.
Here's what's funny about Mark. Mark will do this thing where Mark will poke the bear. Because if you watched the show last week, you'll hear Mark. I'll go, no, I'm not going to do it. And then Mark's like, no, go ahead, Chase. Go ahead. The floor is all yours, Chase. And then I do it. And then like Mark,
I have the clips to prove it. He just went off out of nowhere.
You clipped it. You clipped it, you son of a bitch.
I did clip it. I clipped it going off. That's why I said, you're absolutely right.
That's why I said, go back and watch the show. You'll see where I said, I'm not going to do that. And you said, no, go ahead. As he puts his camera closer up to my face, he's like, as he puts his phone, he's like, go ahead, Chase. Go ahead. Tell TikTok what you really think of him. And I was like, all right, you asked for it.
First off.
And then afterwards, after I went off the rails, he goes, what is going on right now? Chase is crazy. What's going on?
I'm literally less than, let me turn the brightness down. I am less than 100 away from coming on TikTok and ruining that community. Just putting it out there.
All right. Well, no one cares.
Ruining that community.
No one cares.
I'm going to tell all those jabronis that they don't even deserve
jabronis
to be talking pro wrestling.
Pro wrestling.
So what's up with this pillow while we rubbing it? Rub it the other direction. Let's see what's going on.
Save that for later.
All right.
Well, gentlemen,
let's acknowledge that real quick that everybody loves ABJ in the chat. Love to see that.
I'm a huge, I love an ABJ.
Yeah, we all do.
I love a BJ.
Yeah.
So a BJ's my one of my favorite aspects of life. So
same here, man. You got to take them as much as you can get them. You know.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Heard that. You ever get tired of ABJ? I know Mark gets tired of a BJ sometimes.
That's because it makes his mouth hurt.
It does.
And he hates the taste of it. You know what I mean?
He doesn't like the sound of it.
No.
That's the best part.
Yeah.
Anyways, for those that don't know, Anthony ABJ, Anthony Blackwell Jr. is our special guest tonight. And as we have previously disclosed, Anthony will be taking Mark's spot on this show in the coming month.
Got big shoes.
And Mark and I will be.
So I got big shoes to fill.
Not really.
Mark and I.
I just like
Mark and I. God damn it, Mark! Shut up. Anyways, Mark and I will be.
Merch is available if you would like to wear some ABJ merch. I heart ABJ merch.
You're gonna get Chase into another rant, so we should just be quiet.
Well, no. I was gonna say I've already promoted Anthony taking your place. I was gonna promote our next venture, but I mean, if you wanna run and when we don't get to promote our next venture, that's cool. I mean,
go ahead, man. Whatever you want to do.
No, Mark and I have talked about this a few times. We are going to be doing something where we don't just talk AEW Dynamite. We talk the landscape of professional wrestling as a whole. So WWE, AEW, Impact, that whole thing. So, because as you guys know, sometimes Mark and I will get sidetracked a little bit with some of those other shows. So we thought, okay, Mark's work schedule had changed a little bit to where this show, if we did do this show, it would be later in the night. And I thought, okay, well, why don't we just do a whole other show where we talk about everything instead of just AEW? So, and Mark and I both thought that was a great idea. So, yep,
for sure.
So, well, of course, ABJ thinks it's a great move because he's your replacement, Mark. So,
no, I listen. If I had to pick, I'd pick the full wrestling talk conversation just in AEW. But
well, you're more than welcome to join us.
I was just about to say that ABJ can come. ABJ is always welcomed.
Yeah, absolutely. As long as he's not giving Mark audio advice, right?
Of course. He let me
down
today.
Which is so
all day.
Dude, I came in. I was like, that mic's not right. I'm not saying a word.
With so many, like, it's so hilarious because with all the things, like, it, for those people watching that don't know Anthony very well, Anthony is he's
I'm a national treasure.
He's pretty well versed with audio equipment,
allegedly,
and he is. So it's almost like insulting to make these jokes to Anthony about him not knowing what he's talking about with audio. I'm
like Ric Flair. I spent more money in unused audio equipment. I got guys in the back talking crap, and I've have more money spent in used audio equipment across this world. And I can't keep these wires down.
Woo! Phil the Future says he loves him some ABJ.
You're goddamn right you do. What's up with that? What click his thing again? Is that the cruiserweight title logo in the middle?
No, I think it's the old CM Punk logo. Or like the CM Punk logo that reflecting the Ramones.
Yeah, I got you.
Yep. What are you doing, Mark?
I forgot he has a reveal coming soon. He just keeps teasing it. He's white rabbiting us right now.
Oh, you wanted a QR code? I got you.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So we
what?
I don't know. Mark said so I was like,
I don't know what happened. You
Okay.
missed it. Maybe if you were looking at the
Oh.
screen and back the camera off your face about 2 or 3 feet.
Yeah, that's really
did.
in there.
I did.
You're not even
though.
looking at it. You're like looking down.
I could see
Yeah,
how
I know.
many boogers
I
are
always
hanging
have
out
it.
of your nose right now.
I always have it right there.
You can't see your eyes, man.
You fuckers. I'm looking right at it.
What? The camera?
Yeah, I'm
No,
right.
you're not.
You're looking not even at you. Now you're looking
There
at
you
the camera.
go.
Yeah, that's the camera.
Yeah, and I'm not.
How long you been
looking at it.
streaming? Jesus, your first time?
I never look at the camera. Never.
Jesus.
It's always right here.
It's his thing. It's like his calling card.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of these days, tech support, Tony, when I get 2 cameras, I'll have one that I'm looking directly at and another one over here.
You're doing a dual camera shot setup.
Oh,
Yeah, man. Have you seen like the really awesome guys that do wrestling content on Twitch? They always have 2 cameras, 2 camera angles.
I listened to one today that the microphone quality was pretty rough.
Let's not go there. All right, I've already asked.
Talking about my mic?
No, it was worse.
No.
Oh, okay.
The worst part was it was like a $500 microphone. It just not set up properly.
Oh, I'm sure you would know. You're very good at mics.
I was disappointed.
Listen,
Let's
guys.
get into this show, fellas.
Yeah, I was gonna say I pissed enough people off last week. So,
real quick before we get into it, I got a question for ABJ.
Let's do it.
Does your merch cost $75?
It can.
Oh my god, dude, don't.
my merch did go up a little bit just because the website changed their prices, but it's there if you want to buy it. But it's
Listen,
I think there might be one thing for $75. If not, I'll make one T-shirt and make it the $1 million T-shirt. And if someone actually buys it, that'd be dope. You know what I mean? Like the $100 T-shirt, and it's just like a normal shirt.
Listen, that person will never see this show, and I'm okay with that. Because he's
I
not.
send that person our clips every day.
Huh?
I send that person clips. Direct.
I don't believe
DM
you.
Clips. You want me to screenshot it and send it to you?
Who is I don't care. It does not matter to me. It does not matter to me.
Go to war.
I'd tell that little fruity bastard to his face.
Oh wow!
Like not even.
I'll give you a clue later on in the show, BJ.
Okay.
All right, guys. Another Guess the Wrestler.
Oh, damn.
Male or female? Male.
Found out the clue.
World champion? Yeah. No. I don't know. I'm having you guess a wrestler, and I don't even know who they are. Anyways,
right.
AEW opened with Excalibur welcoming us to the 3rd anniversary of AEW along I think Shivani, Taz, and William Regal. And we started right off with MJF and Wheeler Yuta. Talk to us about this match, Mark. Did you like it?
I loved it.
Okay. What'd you love about it?
Did you not? Did you not? Because you called me out right away. Oh, okay.
No, I wanted to get your thoughts on it first. We've got a trio now, so instead of us just kind of going back and forth, I'd like to give everybody an opportunity to talk about it. So,
all right. Well, I loved it for the main reason I said last week. We all knew that Yuta was obviously going to lose, but MJF and him had a great battle. He was not a squash match. MJF didn't make him look weak in the slightest. I thought he looked very strong in his match. And even the ending of the match was fantastic, where they were trying to even do the code of honor kind of shaking hands. I thought it was fucking phenomenal. I thought it was a great opening match. And I'm just glad that Yuta did not look weak. That was my whole thing last week. I was afraid that AEW was just going to come out and give him maybe even some type of squash, but Yuta looked very strong. And that's the only thing I really want to say about this match, that Yuta looked strong, and MJF obviously always looks strong as well.
Yeah, there's not much more I can add to that. Maybe I can make some funny faces and say, "Whoa!" And then I was like, "Wow!" But I'm not going to do all that. I'll just stick to the script and just be like, I think what you said is perfect." And yeah, I'm a huge fan of Wheeler Yuta, and he's someone I think that could be a champion in the future. We're talking like right. We last stream I did that was kind of the debate. Like, is he world champion material, or do you ever see him as a world champion? I'm like, if people are saying Darby can be a world champion at some point, there's no reason Yuta can't. This guy's really young in his career, and they're leaning really heavily on the older talent and the guys who are established. And Wheeler Yuta will be regardless if AEW is a company we're even talking about in 10 years, Wheeler Yuta will outlast the company he's possibly in. Like he's a really good talent, and I'm a big fan of him. And he's going to grow into his size. He's going to grow into his body. He's doing it naturally. Obviously, he's not taking supplements, aka steroids or anything crazy. Yeah, the kid has a bright future. His whole gimmick on the independent scene is he takes you to the distance. He brings you in the deep waters. He makes you wrestle 30, 50, 60-minute matches. He's all heart. He doesn't have any quit in him, even though he tapped tonight. But besides that, that's his whole gimmick. And I thought tonight's match was a great opener, and it was a good contest.
Agreed.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not gonna drag it on too long, guys. I mean, I was very impressed that the way they made you to look, especially against the top guy. Like MJF is their guy. So to make Wheeler Yuta look the way he looked, I thought it was great.
I mean, that goes back to like what we were saying last week. It's an unexpected kind of a rivalry that we were given right here, and it's a great one. Loved it.
You know who I think is just as talented, and unfortunately he's stuck in a stable right now that I don't think he should be in? The guy who interfered later on, Lee Moriarty.
Okay.
Guy's insanely talented. He does not need to be stuck in that gimmick stable where he's not going to do anything.
Yep.
He's going to be a guy that just helps people get wins to pad their record on their stable, and it's unfortunate because he's very good.
Yeah. And I was just getting ready to talk about that, the post match beatdown with Lee Moriarty and MJF retreating and with Regal. And so are we looking at a possible tag team program with these guys?
No. This is teasing if MJF is going to get away from the stable at some point.
Gotcha.
Agreed.
There was a video package that showed the showdown between Bryan Danielson, Daniel Garcia versus Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara in the main event. Backstage they showed Jericho Appreciation Society saying Garcia is their family, but he's kind of lost his way a little bit. And then Jericho called him a rebellious child. But tonight lessons will be taught and lessons will be learned. The one line Sammy Guevara said, he got monstrous boos in the arena. So
what did he say? Something in Spanish?
No, I don't remember exactly what he said, but I know he said like one. I think he said one thing. It was just one sentence, and like it was overshadowed by boos. Did you get one of those pillows where you rub it and it reveals,
there's a hidden message on that pillow?
It's not a hidden message; it's a hidden person, which is kind of creepy.
I didn't.
If that turns out to be Jericho, you're done.
Damn, that would have been great.
You're done. You're fucking done. Okay.
It's me. He bought it from my merch page.
First of all, this was a gift from the fucking fiance, so watch your mouth.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
This was a random gift that I got a year ago, and I thought, let me break it out tonight. All right.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. As long as it's not Jericho. If you've got a pillow like that and it's of Jericho, we're gonna have to have a
intervention.
Yeah, intermission.
It is
He's a Jericho-holic.
Intervention. Yeah.
Fun fact before we move on, that is my fantasy football team name, the Jericho-holics.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I'll prove it to you.
Shocker. So,
Do you know who's the quarterback of said team, Chase?
I hope not Carson Wentz.
No.
probably Patrick Mahomes.
It is Patrick Mahomes.
Yep, I knew it. It's a winner. So, shout out to my guys at Sports Empire Network. My friend at Sports Empire Network, Freddie, on Coffee and Sports this morning, tried to tell me that just because Jared Goff has more passing yards than Patrick Mahomes, he's better than Patrick Mahomes right now. And yeah, you can only imagine how that went. When I talked about Ric Flair, blood boil,
Do you
that's
kind of miss times when your team was garbage and you have nothing to talk about rather than them being good? I'm asking for.
No.
All right.
I'm the happiest in the past 5 years, going to 4 straight AFC championships and 2 Super Bowls. I'm the happiest I've ever been.
Yeah, I wish I can experience that one day in my life, but I don't see it happening anytime soon.
So
you'll definitely do it before the Bears.
I don't know. Wish I didn't, but I did.
My organization is pretty terrible.
Scott, our good friend, says opinion on the way MJF teases a face turn.
He's gonna go face, but it's not gonna be full face. He's gonna be like that tweener face where he's gonna do everything he's doing, but then he's gonna attack heels while he does it as well. He's gonna be Piper. He's gonna be a modern day Piper.
100%. Couldn't even said it any better.
Yeah.
For that, you deserve another reveal.
There's a face there, but I can't see it.
Anyways, Scott also says Sammy copying heat for the fact he was on screen while Andrade was sent home.
Yeah, I have a theory on that. If you want me to do it now, or you want me to wait till later?
Let's wait till later.
All right.
Let's talk about Darby Allin and Jay Lethal.
Who cares?
Unfortunately, as much as I love Darby.
Wait, you love Darby?
I love Darby.
See, this is where I say I don't care because literally had a guy who was just on screen in those two guys, and they told a wrestling story in the ring, and they can sell and they can do everything. And then we have a match where it's probably one of the greatest guys in professional wrestling in the past 10 years versus a guy who paints his face and jumps off high things.
Doesn't everybody doesn't your boy Guevara jump off high things?
Yeah, but Guevara can actually like sell to a crowd. Like, all right. So here's an example. We said that he's the modern day Jeff or Mick Foley, right? I said the difference is if Darby Allin was throwing off Hell in a Cell, he would stand up in 3 minutes later and be like, I can still win this match. Like, he doesn't sell any of his death defying things.
Neither does Sting, but you love that too.
I don't like Sting. I mean, all right. I don't like Sting as the wrestler. I like him as a person. I respect what he did for the business, but I'm not a big Sting fan.
Okay.
I'm saying that because I'm meeting him in December.
Sting is an enigma.
And Darby Allin Darby Allin's
I'm not one of the
pounds.
guys. I'm not one of the guys that says Darby Allin is going to win a championship. Okay. I don't want Darby Allin to win a world championship. But do I like Darby Allin? Yes, I do. And he gave me a birthday shout out. So suck it.
Let's okay. So I'm never going to say so-and-so is never going to win a world championship. I think that's
Omos will never win a world championship.
100% Omos will never win a world championship. 1 billion% he will never win a world championship.
Listen, as long as World Wrestling Entertainment is alive and Vince McMahon's picture is somewhere around there, he's like that. He's like the haunting of one of the dead wizards in Harry Potter. That photo will always move. Vince McMahon's voice will still echo through the halls. Sports entertainment. Yeah.
It'll be good shit.
Yeah. So, where's your fucking puppet? If you didn't bring the puppet, you're gone.
No, I'm in a new location. I don't know if you noticed.
No,
I'm up in my game streaming area. Yeah.
Whatever. It looks the same. Same ugly ass curtain. Same. Yeah.
It is the same curtains. Yeah.
Sting nowadays is running on a Senzu bean salad diet so he doesn't break down at his age. There we go.
It'll be good shit. Trip, what are you doing putting Shayna Baszler on TV? Somebody get her a mask.
Either put her in a thong or make her wear a mask.
Yeah. I didn't know Nicole Bass was still on the roster.
Hey.
And I don't feel that way. I love Shayna Baszler, but that's just me
Shayna Baszler.
saying that Shayna Baszler won't get a push because she's not a blonde bombshell. But she should be world champion.
A blonde shell bombshell?
A blonde shell bombshell, yeah.
I like that. I like that better. Hey, this is this next part is for my friend Mark, who was begging AEW for Wardlow to have a match other than a squash match. And
I will be with his opponent on Saturday.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing commentary at a promotion he's at, and I'll most likely be the guy hanging out with him for a couple hours during a meet and greet. So I'll be hanging out a lot with Brian Cage on Saturday.
Cool.
Awesome. So Mark, Wardlow finally has a non-squash match.
He's had a few. He had one with Orange Cassidy. He had one with there was another one in there, another one-on-one that was actually pretty decent.
How many has he had since he won the TNT Championship?
I think this is his third competitive one. But then there was a few squashes in there.
Since he won the TNT Championship?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me. But like I said, I thought tonight was good. You had two big, strong, two big meaty men slapping meat.
Doing lucha shit.
Right? I really enjoyed the match, and
good.
Clearly Tony Khan watches the show, and he heard me, and he told these guys, these big motherfuckers, they got to bring it, and he was able to do the symphony.
All right, you ready?
Shut me up.
11 minutes 36 seconds. Orange Cassidy. Here's the one we're missing. 7 minutes 21 seconds. Jay Lethal. Then he squashed Elijah Dean, where no one even seen it. Then he squashed Ryan Nemeth. Then he was in all the tag team stuff with FTR. He was in two tag team nonsense. Then he squashed Tony Nese in a minute 24. Then he squashed Josh Woods and Tony Nese. And then he had a 10-minute match with Brian Cage. So the Brian Cage, Jay Lethal, and the Orange Cassidy were all pretty good matches where he got to showcase he's a good wrestler.
Yeah, and tonight was a good match. I have no complaints about Wardlow at all.
Nice.
I'm just going to say this for everybody, unless I'm completely wrong or I'm off base here, and this is not me saying it in being negative or hating on the guy, but do not get comfortable with Brian Cage on TV. I think tonight was just a show, because everyone kept saying, well, why would you need Brian Cage if you have a Wardlow? And then this was essentially to prove why they don't need Brian Cage because they have a Wardlow. But I also think at the end of this, we had a run-in where all the ROH guys kind of showed up, and they're doing a lot of ROH stuff right now. A lot of handshaking, a lot of ROH things. The FTR comes out for the save. Joe comes out for the save. Both ROH guys. I think I think they're drawing clear lines in the sand. ROH is going to be its own thing very soon.
I agree with you 100%. I mean, like I said last week, having Jericho main event Dynamite for the ROH Championship, that was huge on their flagship show.
Jericho announcing that he's going to fight all former ROH World Heavyweight Champions.
Well, here's the thing. We've been saying the whole time that Jericho is the reason why they would go into a brand with a champion, because he has name recognition. He just put his title on the line next week against Daniel Bryan in Canada. Is Daniel Bryan the guy that you put on the company on your back to say the greatest wrestler in the world right now is going to be carrying the ROH World title?
Do you really think
does Jericho beat him again?
Bryan Danielson in Canada? You're out of your mind.
The greatest wrestler in the world right now, and he beats him twice. That'd be crazy.
The greatest wrestler in the world right now?
Oh, Daniel Bryan is the best pound per pound wrestler right now.
I told you it has something. It's Jericho. It has to be, and we're gonna have a massive, massive intervention if you have a glitter pillow with Jericho on it. Yep.
I'm letting you know right now it's not Jericho, okay?
Okay.
There is a face there, but we just can't see it because it's so far away.
Yep.
You want to bring it closer real quick?
Yeah,
we could put
give him big screen. Oh, that's not a face. I thought that peach spot was a face. Doesn't it look like a face from here?
Yeah, it looks like somebody. It's a face. It's like it's their chest. They're wearing a shirt, and it's their chest right there. See?
Oh, that is a Jericho pillow. Now I'm seeing
Yep.
it.
I
It's
know.
not.
I knew it was.
It's not.
It's either Jericho or The Rock. I think it's The Rock.
I think it's you.
Who?
It's you on the pillow.
Mark?
No, like
His. Oh,
like
me?
you, Chase. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be weird if his fiance bought him that. A pillow with my face on it.
Go ahead and put
Let's
your
not
guesses
go
in the chat, guys. Go ahead and put your
I
guesses
heard
in
I
the
heard it's a
chat.
thing for women to rub their bits on pillows, so I don't know. Put that on your TikTok.
Yeah.
Nuked. Get you nuked worse than Arkham.
So, okay. The interim women's champion, Toni Storm,
Can we get me off
Athena,
the big
Willow
screen here?
Nightingale, against Jamie Hayter, Serena Deeb,
I don't
Penelope
like this.
Ford, and Britt Baker.
So,
what'd you guys think of this?
I thought the match was fun.
mhm.
My favorite part is probably, well, first off, Athena comes out and she does a little shake, and I was like, oh boy, Athena, that's you're doing things for me. But also my favorite women wrestler. Well, there's two girls who I'm really big fans of. Two women who were on the independent scene who are now doing things in companies that I'm huge fans of. One being Masha Slamovich, and the other one being Willow. So the fact that they're both getting opportunities is amazing, and the fact she got the pin tonight is sick. So huge fan of that. I think I own every Willow shirt so far. I have her 2 independent shirts and now her AEW one. So I'm a huge Willow fan. If real quick, just want a shameless plug. If you own or you subscribe to IWTV, Independent Wrestling Television, it's literally $10 a month, and it's thousands and thousands and thousands of independent wrestling companies and shows that you can go back and watch the full catalogs to. They do live streams. They have like shows. So example, I have like 3 shows or a bunch of shows on there that you can hear me do commentary, because I do it for like 4 or 5 promotions that are on that service. But they do, they essentially give people on the independent scene a GoPro camera, and they just have them film their lives, and they edit it into a documentary, and they did a whole documentary on Willow.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and during the documentary is when Eddie Kingston gave her a shout out live on Rampage or live on Dynamite, and she was like, "I can't believe he did that for me." But yeah, it's a really good service. Check it out. But anyway, Willow getting the pin was really big for me, and then I'll hold. Do you want me to hold on to the second part, because it's kind of like the end of the match deal, or do you want me to just say it?
Yeah, that's fine.
The question was, what is Saraya's role in AEW? And I said from the start, not on here, but I said in the start, they tried to get Lita wouldn't bite. They tried to get Trish Stratus wouldn't bite. So they got Saraya, and one of those 3 girls were primed and ready to go against Britt Baker, so Britt Baker can beat a former WWE Women's Champion, legend, Women's Revolution person. And we got that tonight, because we've seen she's fully cleared, because she swore off and they started fist fighting. And that's about as close as you're going to get to of a full reveal that Saraya is ready to wrestle in professional wrestling again, which is a great thing.
I agree. I definitely agree. Today was a lot better with her. I know the promo was not well liked from everyone.
Promo was tough. It was too long. And it just didn't land.
Yeah. It was tough. But today was a lot better display. That's something that I kind of wish she did last week. Honestly, just something quick like that. Her speaking, there was definitely some rust there, but definitely this was a better showing. The match was pretty decent. I enjoyed it than most other women's matches that we've been getting in AEW lately.
Yeah.
So I do want to point out,
and then we get Willow Nightingale challenging for the 3rd time for the TBS championship. Here's my thing. I think they want to get Jade to 40, or at least 40. So I think it's kind of a mistake to throw Willow there for the 3rd time to get beat again.
I think she's going to 50.
You think so?
Unfortunately, I do.
Yeah. Sucks for Willow, because I think Willow getting that 3rd opportunity just to get squashed again is kind of a bummer.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm a big Jade fan. I love what Jade's doing. I love the baddie faction. I do think that she probably should have lost to Athena, and now that she didn't lose to Athena, and Statlander's gone and hurt still, I think she's going to at least 50.
Speaking of Statlander, did you guys watch The Floor is Lava on Netflix yet?
No, I didn't.
Have you ever? You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Best Friends was on it, and it's very entertaining.
Okay, let me check that out.
It's Chuck Taylor, Orange Cassidy, and Chris Statlander doing a floor is lava. And Orange Cassidy essentially crawls the whole thing.
I'll tell you what, man. If Saraya is fixing to face off against Britt Baker, is it for sure that Britt's gonna go over on that?
I think you have to.
Yeah, Britt
Baker. I think you have to. For her first match back, getting into a program with Britt Baker right away, she's gonna have massive ring rust. My opinion. Maybe she's not. I'm not in the business.
It's all in the chase. Britt wins the first one, Saraya wins the second, then they have a third.
Agreed. Yeah. So I think she has to have Britt go over on that one.
Not clean, but she goes over.
Agreed. 100%. What about the pop that my girl Hater be getting, man? I freaking love
dude. If they're listening in the back, they gotta think about that. They gotta say, man, is time for Hater to get the championship.
It might be because she's a star right now, dude. She comes out, she gets even Taz acknowledged that, man, she gets a massive pop.
I'll say, listen, there's not many. There's people who just have the title that you're like, man, they look so good with that title, and Toni Storm looks good with that title. But I think Jamie Hayter's gonna look even cooler with it.
I'd have to agree, man. Have to agree.
I feel like Toni Storm lost a little bit of a step since leaving the. Like, I don't think we're getting the same Toni Storm matches that we've seen in NXT UK and the women's the Mae Young Classic and some of her WWE matches. I don't know. I think they're good, but I don't think we've seen Toni Storm yet. Like to me, it feels like we haven't.
I personally feel like that goes to Chase's point last week, and I think that goes on to booking and Tony Khan.
Yeah,
because there's a clear difference when it comes to booking matches, programs from male to female in AEW, in my opinion. There's not nearly as much effort if it's not Jade or Britt to anyone else on that roster. And that's my opinion.
You're not wrong.
If it's not Jade or Britt, Tony's not putting a lot of effort into the.
I'll just say from stories I've heard, you're on to something.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well. Yeah. Anyways. So
Chase, can I interject real quick before we move on?
Yeah. What do you want?
All right. Since we were two things. Number one. Number two. Since this is this segment was a trios match, I want to point out that I'm going to have to acknowledge that Chase was right a few weeks ago when the trios championships were decided. Him and I had a huge argument that it was going to be obsolete. That was his exact quote. And I said he's full of shit. He's not wrong, because tonight the women of AEW have more, not even just championships, have more trios matches than any men on the roster since that championship match. And that is one.
That championship was made specifically for the elite. That's the only reason it was made and brought into AEW.
And it looks like you were 100% right, because they had, like, if you are building a trios division, okay, so you have a tag team division. What was that?
What?
Clip that. I'm saying he's right.
Yeah. I'm the one who's been doing the clipping, if you haven't been noticing.
You can clip it on Twitch right now. You can just clip.
I'll clip it. Yeah. I will clip it, I promise you. Just like I'm going to clip the reveal. What was I saying? So if you're building a trios tag team division, you have to have trios matches at least weekly on one of the shows. If not on Dynamite, on Rampage. And that's not even booking the champions. You don't have to book the champions. You have to sell that there's a division to be had. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah.
There have not been a men's trios match booked since that title run.
And that's exactly why I said what I said when we talked about that.
You were right.
When we started the show, man, like I was a diehard. I really believed in what AEW was doing. In the past month and a half, I've lost a lot of faith in what they're trying to do over there. And a lot of it has to do with the elite and those guys. Clicks are cool on screen. Clicks are not cool. Anthony Blackwell Jr. with the sub 2 months in a row, baby. Give it up for ABJ.
Which one of you jabronis have done that yet? Nobody.
Yeah. Thank God that motherfucker. Never mind. Anyways, I'll keep my mouth shut.
Listen,
I'm paying for the wedding. I'm poor.
Listen, do you have Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
You get a free sub every month.
Yep.
Do I?
Scott does too, but Scott's my day one. Scott's my day one. So, anyways,
listen, I'm not even. Scott is the most loyal, best friend you'll meet on the internet. He's the best Australian I've ever met in my life. I've been bonding a lot with Scott. We've been chatting real late at night.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
Scott is supposedly coming to the States. When he does,
dude, he might be moving close to me.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Dude, we're gonna drink beer and compare how awesome our hair is.
Yeah. Yeah. You wait, my friend.
Are you growing it out?
There's no. I'm not talking about the hair. I'm talking about drinking beers and snorting coke off of strippers. So.
Oh, I love that. Let's do it.
Yeah. Mark.
All right.
Real quick, I hate cocaine. I just like the way it feels.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Pro Wrestling Kingpin, aka Mark, works for the government, and he in no way associates himself with any of these illegal drugs.
You work for the government?
I do.
They don't do anything.
So, anyways,
they stormed the Capitol and like 2 people got arrested.
Yeah, Jericho's wife still hasn't gotten arrested.
Yeah, she's still walking around.
Yeah.
She put Pelosi in the walls.
So, anyways, Mark can attest. I was very, very, very behind and supportive of what AEW was doing. I have lost a lot of faith in the past month, 2 months, because of directions the company's going, because of shit backstage. Like I said, clicks are cool on screen. Clicks are not cool backstage. You go back to the 90s and you ask anybody other than the guys that were actually in the click, nobody fucking liked those guys, because those guys had to go over. Those guys were the stars. You weren't. Yada yada yada. And it sounds real familiar, doesn't it? And like I told Mark, because I was real sour at the time, I said these trios championships were only created and brought in so Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, and Kenny Omega could win them. That's it. And after they won them, it was just going to be once every blue moon, we would showcase the Elite in a trios championship match, and that's it. When that got pulled out from underneath their rug, there's no creative direction, because the guys who were creating the direction are suspended. So that's why these matches, they're not entertaining. They're piss break matches, and there's no direction for the trios championships.
Well, you claim they're piss break matches, but you actually have to have those matches to be piss breaks.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
So,
go on.
Anyways, moving on.
I look at this. I look at AEW right now, where you can tell. Like I just had my one buddy said that they're definitely struggling without their top guys being there. But I see.
I don't agree.
I see them pushing other people, and I think the fans are getting behind them.
Yeah, I think the product.
I think we're going to talk about that right now.
Yeah, I think
I agree too. I mean, I have not lost the faith that what Chase says. I mean, it's still my favorite product right now. And I like that they're pushing other guys. Like I said, the whole Wheeler. Would we have gotten the Wheeler Yuta MJF thing if the Elite and CM Punk were there? I mean, who knows?
No.
I mean, I don't think so. And that was great. We all agree that was a fucking banger of a match to open the show, and an unexpected program that we got. And I don't think that would have happened if the Elite CM Punk company were there. So I think they're doing just fine. Now, ratings wise, I see why people are saying. I mean, clearly the ratings are getting a dip. Yes, they are. I mean, but quality wise, I feel like the show still, they always put banger matches on every show.
Yeah, so I'll agree. The past few weeks, the show has been a lot better. And as you can attest, Mark, when I went on that rant about the trios championship, it was
Mhm.
right after the whole shit hit the fan.
No, yeah,
That
you
all
did.
out.
But you were still spot on about it.
Yeah.
You know, I kept the faith, and boy, was I wrong.
Well, like I said, the guys that were supposed to book the creative direction for that were the guys that were booked to win it, and they're not here. So, and that's all there is to it.
But at
Now,
some point, this guy needs to take control and realize that you basically have another title in another division that you need to book and sell. That okay, hey, we have a tag team division we got to do. We have a heavyweight division we got to do. We have these mid card belts we got to do. And I haven't even seen these titles shown on TV with the exception of Pac walking out for a singles match.
so as Anthony just mentioned, we are able to see some talent showcased that we normally haven't been able to see, and we saw this in this next segment. Because, gentlemen, it's Natural Scissor Day. And
it is the most sold T-shirt in 2022 right now. It trended number 7 nationally on Twitter. So the Acclaim, everyone does indeed in fact love the Acclaim. When I got to meet them, I said, listen, no offense to Kingston, no offense to Jericho, no offense to all these guys, but Jericho farts and it becomes a T-shirt. Kingston walks out and says, oop, oop, a doop, and it becomes a T-shirt. You give us scissor me daddy ass and there's not one piece of merch yet. And dude, Bowens looked right at me and goes, who would you wear scissor me daddy ass on a shirt? I said, proudly. It's exactly what I said to him. I said, proudly. Here you are, my guy. And they said, all right, we'll prove it. If you would wear that shirt, here's our hat, a pink hat that says scissor me. I picked that shit up. I threw 20 on their table. I put it on my head. I wore it the rest of the day. These guys are amazing. Also, I want to give props outside of the ring. Well, inside of the ring, but not outside of the ring. Outside of AEW, Max Caster is from Creative Pro, and he graduated Creative Pro, and I guess after you graduate, he became a trainer. So he has a group of guys that are underneath him that they were his first students. And one of those students became a really good friend of mine named Leo Sparrow. He has a gimmick where he throws spinach at people. He's also the guy who that Wardlow power bombed into the cage and he fell between the cage and the ring. If you remember that spot, yep. Real good dude, really, really good dude. But he just graduated, and he was one of Max Caster's first students. So major props. Yeah,
awesome. Yeah, no, this segment was fantastic, and it kept up. It kept up the energy even when Swerve Strickland came out.
It should have ended at Swerve though.
It should have.
I get what they said, the Rock, and then he came out with the paper and they beat him up.
Yeah.
We didn't need the second. Swerve should have came out, did his thing, and it should have been over there.
Yeah,
a little too long.
I agree with that.
Mark Sterling has got to, I don't know.
He's got to go.
Well, it's not that he's got to go. It's just they move him around too much.
Too much.
He needs to stay with one person. He
started with
don't get me wrong.
Right?
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like I like managers, managing multiple people, like they did back in the day, Jimmy Hart, Bobby the Brain. But Mark Sterling, pick Tony Nese or pick Jade. I don't know who you're with, but pick one of them.
Yeah, unfortunately, bud, I spent my wrestling money on stickers to hand out at shows over this month, so I don't have money for the limited edition pink shirt. Money's tight.
But if you want to support a BJ,
Yeah, if you want to sign up to my Patreon or do a donation or buy a T-shirt, that's all there. He does enough. He doesn't have to do all that. He's amazing.
So Mark, I mean, did you have anything to add about this or?
It was great. I actually like that Bowens is the one talking. He does. I feel like all he does is just everyone loves the Acclaimed, you know. So seeing him talk a lot more, I thought that was pretty good. He gave it away past just relying on Max Caster doing it. One thing I wanted to point out is that it kind of was reminiscent of the podium that famous DX skit was used way back in the day. If you guys remember that on Raw.
Yep.
I thought the exact same thing when I was watching it, and I find that very funny because they're doing the 25th anniversary of DX on Monday without Billy Gunn.
Yep, next week.
I thought he was gonna say, and if you ain't down with that, I have 2 words for you, and everyone's gonna say scissor me.
Yeah,
I thought he was gonna do that too. I'm kind of pissed that he didn't. Another thing that I really enjoyed was when Swerve came out and said,
but you know that if he would have said, "I have 2 words for you, scissor me," you know there would have been those fucking idiots on TikTok that would have been like, "Why do they have to mention WWE every show?" Huh?
And notice how I did not provoke him.
What? Notice. Yeah, this week you didn't. Yeah, this week.
You know what? I just fuck him. It's only those jabronis on TikTok anyway.
Well, listen, we're less than an hour. We're almost at the end of the show.
Here you go.
The show went.
Oh, guys, what do you guys think of when he said 2 words, just scissor me? I think it's stupid. What do you think? Like, share, subscribe, and follow me on TikTok.
Someone help me.
Hold on. Let's go live and ignore everybody in the chat so we can just talk to each other. That's what we do on this platform.
For the record, I would never ignore you, BJ.
Do I go into a chat? I'm like, hey everyone, and they look at it, and they just go, anyway. I'm like, fuck, unfollow.
But anyway, another thing that I liked was Swerve Scott, where he was talking shit to Billy, talking about, you're gonna get a newer generation suspended because when we were all kids, we're all just going around telling people to suck it, and now everyone's fucking going to scissoring everybody. I thought that was fucking gold. That was amazing.
I would be a horrible fan if I didn't say it was awesome that he brought up his dad as a former Washington
Super Bowl champ.
History, Washington Super Bowl champion. Yeah, that was kind of dope.
3-time Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
Jake Boss wants to know. He says, "What do you guys think of the situation?"
We'll get to that.
Happened?
We'll close with that. Yeah, we'll close.
All right, cool. I like that.
Look at you, ABJ. Talk, my man. That's right. Good to see you, brother.
Hey,
thanks for joining.
So there's the Dark Order.
He's never listened to my podcast.
What is he talking about?
Ultimate Sports Talk. He said best podcaster in the game.
Why the fuck is that guy here? He needs to bounce.
I think he's your best fan.
He's a hop, skip, and a jump away from getting a fucking restraining order filed against him. For fuck's sake. Anyways, so Mark, there was a Dark Order video talking about Friday is the anniversary of Brody Lee's last match.
I'm so disappointed with Dark Order. It's gonna be great. They're gonna do another tribute and this whole love fest for Brody, and that's great. Brody was great for the time that he was there. But this faction should not have been destroyed with his untimely death. Okay.
How are they destroyed?
Dude, they are a joke now. They're not.
They were always a joke stable.
Call them the Light Order.
They were always a joke stable.
Oh wow, really?
They were a comedy skit.
What's up,
they were
Hunter?
a lot
How
more
are you,
serious
sir?
for Brody, buddy.
Brody was serious, but the rest of the stable was a joke fest. Dude, he used to beat them all with papers and kick the shit out of them, and you know what I mean. Like,
But
they
it
were
was
never
still-
taken serious.
It was still a more serious tone. My whole point is now that they do nothing. They job out to everyone else.
I agree with all that.
They probably should have won the trios once everything was
Agreed.
fucked over. They didn't do that either. Because if you weren't going to give it to House of Black, because the whole bullshit that's going on with
All
them,
I'm gonna say is I don't know if you see behind me right there. That is a Dark Order mask signed by everybody except 2 members of it that are still with us, unfortunately. And out of everyone I met, the two of them that are mostly featured on TV are the ones I had the worst experience with. So as long as 10 Uno and if they bring Alan Angels back, I'm good with that stable.
yeah, Alan Angels, legit. I think they should just let they need to establish a leader, go back to being fucking heels, which they won't be because they're so over with the crowd, but this is just my wish. They go back to being heels and let Evil Uno lead.
Can Preston or 10 just get an action figure already? That'd be amazing. He's the only one who doesn't have a figure.
Are you a figure collector?
I'm not, but I have everyone on the Dark Order.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I have a little bit of a collection, but not huge.
I gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, actually, it's pretty big, but I'm not ordering anymore. I'm on a figure hiatus until I can get my equipment I want.
I only get you know who, so
I have all his. I have everyone that came out so far.
I need the first one. The first one that came out, the chase figure. I don't have the chase.
Oh, I don't get chases, no.
But all the other chases I have.
Do you have AEW shop?
Yeah.
Do you have the bottle?
Yeah.
All right, I have that one too. Anyway.
Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, but anyway, so Dark Order is going to have a match. That's not going to happen now.
That's not going to happen. Why?
I believe they said on Twitter that Andrade is not going to be a part of that match.
So they have to scrap the whole match because Andrade's not there?
I guess so. I'm sure they'll find a way to replace it, but Andrade's not in it, according to Twitter.
So that means the Dark Order feeling more unimportant as usual.
Oh, they changed it to a trios match, yeah.
Oh, okay, so they are fighting.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. But they just, I don't know, man. Like, they were at one point my favorite faction besides the Inner Circle at that time. And now it's just a joke. They are Hangman Page's hype men.
Yeah.
That's what they are. They're Hangman Page's hype men.
Yeah.
He wants a ministry of darkness is what he wants.
You know what? I've never thought of it that way, and yes, I do. Yes,
That's
I do.
exactly what he wants.
Look at you. You know, Chase doesn't get many because he rants every 2 seconds. That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah.
I want a modern day ministry of darkness.
That's
Headed
what
by
he
my
thought.
boy Evil Uno.
Yep, that's what he thought. That's what he thought the Dark Order was. That's what he thought it should be. And when Brody Lee passed away, and they let John Silver be himself, they kind of
is he really being himself though? Not the experience I had.
Oh shit! That's fired. That's fired.
Well, that's what John
reveal.
That's what John Silver says. John Silver says he's being himself.
Yeah. He's real good with fans. He's amazing with fans. Acts like he wants to be around them.
That's a good question, real quick. So someone from my TikTok, he said, here's his question. What would a fan starting now? It's a good question. It's not a shitty question. Relax, Chase.
Subscribe to A Blackwell Jr. On TikTok, and then you can ask your question. Go ahead.
Go follow my boy ABJ. He loves BJs. I mean, well, his name is BJ. That's what I mean.
Yeah, I am a BJ. Yeah.
I
mean, I love them as well.
So regarding the Dark Order, what would a fan starting now think of the Dark Order as what they are currently?
Jobbers.
Exactly. It's the whole point of it. It's why.
I don't believe this person in his chat actually exists. I think he made up that question on the fly.
I think his name was
sorry for getting you guys. Here you go.
I think his name is Ultimate Sports Talk.
There you go. Fuck you.
Next segment.
Sorry for making you guys busy.
Next segment. Tony Schiavone, Madison Rain, and Sky Blue with Anna Jay and Tay Mello.
We could have used without this segment.
We could have. So Hangman and Roosh. I thought it was good. I liked this match.
What do you think of the buckshot lariat? Do you like it as a finisher?
Nope.
I don't like it as a finisher. No, I like it as a setup. I like it as one of those things where it comes like where I used to love it when he would just he would fire it up, like not prep it, but just kind of like do it real quick. It was almost like not out of nowhere because obviously you see his fucking ass flip over the rope, but I mean like just real quick like that, like it almost like he was building up energy towards it.
I'd rather have the Deadeye be his finisher.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And like Chase said, you use the buckshot as a setup move.
Yep, absolutely. Agreed.
A little bit of not really off topic, but not the right match. But that's kind of like the same way I feel with actually MJF when he does. I don't know what he calls it, but he does that power driver on the ropes. I don't like that at all. I feel like his finish tonight was better. I'm glad he didn't go to that move. But go on. That's pretty much how I see it.
No, I was just saying. I dug this match, and we can talk about what happened after the match. But were you guys were you guys on the same page? I mean,
yeah, it was all right. I've tended not take Roosh very serious because he doesn't really get big wins. I think he's very talented.
You mean a guy that was brought in that doesn't get big wins against guys that are in a clique?
Every time he wrestles someone who's a solo, that's like when he's with the team, he gets wins, but not solo. He's an enhancement talent for guys like that are on the top of the company. Like, did you walk in tonight thinking he was going to beat Hangman Page?
No.
Yeah, that's a Roosh match.
Yep. Speaking of Hangman Page, we got another awesome promo from Jon Moxley. I'm excited to see.
Get ready to get your clipping fingers ready because I'm going to drop something on you.
Got you, brother.
I'm excited for the match. Regardless, I mean, it's kind of obvious who's going to win.
Are you sure?
But
what kind of match is it?
Last man standing.
Remember that booking everybody wanted for WWE's Last Man with a cash in? Or neither guy gets a pin and the last man standing gets the win? Boy, it looks real nice right here, doesn't it?
Question. There's these rules for this fucking poker chip.
They said during the show tonight it is a cash in thing. They said it on commentary.
But is it not a cash in? Be like, hey, I'm cashing in for next week. Here's my title match.
Or cash. They've been very, very vague about it. That's my prediction.
Okay.
He comes in, bop, cashes in, 10 count, or his stable comes out and holds them all down, whatever it may be. But now Mox or Hangman doesn't take a clean finish, and you have a new champion. Mox goes on vacation.
Okay. I mean, I could see it happening. I don't disagree with you. I just don't know the rules of this fucking poker chip.
He's very Mark. What Mark is trying to say is Mark is very upset if it winds up being a Money in the Bank cash-in style that they just ripped off of WWE.
No, because Impact has the same shit. Oh, pretty much almost with the Exhibition Championship.
And that's why you don't like it is because you don't want AEW copying WWE.
This fucking guy. No, that's not
that's
what
right.
I'm saying. This fucking idiot. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying I just want to know if that's the actual rule.
I'm just messing with you, Mark. I am that way though.
I'm a guy that just likes to know the rules. That's just me. I like things to be established and not playing guessing games with things.
Oh my god, you'd hate independent wrestling.
Do I?
You would.
We should Where you at, Philly?
Philly area, yeah.
Yeah. I'll be going to Philly next year. I like to do a Cubs tour, going to different stadiums. So Philly's on the
Okay.
list.
Tell me when you're on the
Yeah.
area. We'll hook up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. We're gonna. Me and ABJ are going to WrestleMania in 2 years.
Fingers crossed.
Wow.
If people subscribe to that Patreon.
Well, thanks for the fucking invite.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. I just wasn't sure if
but,
you know.
But you didn't. But you didn't. So
But
It was assumed. You know, it's
Yeah.
WrestleMania on the East Coast, and you're about halfway there.
yeah. I am going to WrestleMania in Los Angeles next year, Mark. So if you feel so inclined,
I would love to. But next year is the
wedding.
No, the wedding's in December. What do you call
December
it?
what?
December 3rd.
Oh, that close. You almost got married on my birthday.
Oh, when's your birthday?
December 5th.
Oh, cool. I'll be getting drunk on that day too.
Yeah, that's when you'll probably conceive your kid on 5th.
Yeah.
Team no kids. Anyway, next year's the honeymoon. So as far as vacations, it's get a little limited. So.
Where are you going? What's your honeymoon?
Bali.
Where?
Bali.
Oh, I thought you said out of body. It's like, what, are you taking drugs?
Oh, that'd be nice too.
We're gonna DMT trip, hon.
Do you remember the VR sex and Judge Dredd, the original one? That's what my mind went to. He was like out of body. I was like, oh wow, like doing something in the metaverse.
You guys are gonna have the Black Mirror sex, VR sex.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Did you ever see that show?
Yeah.
When the two guys are like playing Street Fighter and they're like, let's have sex.
Yep.
Could you imagine? Like, could you imagine? Like,
Hey,
yeah. Could you imagine if like that becomes a thing, right? Where you can VR like that in the future, and you jump on like NHL where everyone's controlled by a player on the ice, and you're like, oh man, I'm so excited to play VR hockey. I'm gonna jump in there and play. There's gonna be like everyone there, and like your character starts skating to the ice, and then you just get to the ice, and it's a giant gay orgy. And they're like, come on, guys, we came to play hockey. They're like, God damn you, Black Mirror. Anyway, not saying there's anything wrong with gay sex. I just think it'd be funny if you weren't expecting it in a VR situation. Go check the episode out. It makes more sense. I don't sound like, yeah.
I feel like every single time we bring Tony on, he has to bring up the male.
We just did a scissor me daddy ass segment. Jesus.
Anyways.
Christmas. Everyone's so uptight.
If Tony Khan continues to show favoritism towards certain members of his roster and keeps allowing all this drama, AEW will keep falling apart. Interesting.
We'll get to it. We're gonna close with that.
Yeah. I like that idea. Thank you.
Interesting.
Because we're gonna be closing very soon because the next thing we're gonna talk about is Luchasaurus and Fuego de Sol. So here's my next bitch session. So Mark, are you rubbing the glitter every time I bitch about something?
Damn it, he picked. You know what? Bravo, sir. Nah, we'll wait.
He was also doing it every time he agreed with me.
So what was the point in having Jungle Boy lose to Christian at the pay-per-view?
Because Christian needed a time to shine on screen.
I mean, that has to be it. Because not only did Christian get injured, and now you could have put Jungle Boy over. You could have put Jungle Boy over.
Nope, because he didn't get the match. He didn't get the match he wanted.
You could have put Jungle Boy over, and you could have dipped out and taken time off for your injury and let Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus shine. But you didn't want to do that, and it makes no sense. So now you're trying to run a program with Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, and there's no way that you can convince me that Jungle Boy is going to beat Luchasaurus because he couldn't beat a 40% good Christian Cage.
Yeah, but remember, Jungle Boy was jumped prior to that match, so you got to sell that.
You know what my favorite part about that segment is? That they Jungle Boy cut his promo, and it should have ended there. But he goes, no, give me the mic. I have to have the last word.
Yep.
I was just confused that they didn't scratch that because AEW ran long today. So I was like, what's
Well,
going
they
on?
knew they were going to run long.
Yeah,
we
did. Well, I didn't. You know what I mean? So I'm just there like, what the fuck? We're about to get like a 2-minute main event. Like,
That's why I was gonna message you. I was gonna message you at like 8:50 and be like, "Hey, we're gonna start the show tonight at 9:30." And then I forgot. I was like, "Oh wait, they're going late tonight, so we're starting the show at 9:30 anyways." So, yep.
You don't message me for a lot of things.
I know. Welcome to being part of the group. That's what happens. Ask my other co-host Josh. I message him about 30 minutes before the show. I'll go, "Hey, everything cool for tonight?" Yep. Awesome. All right. We usually preview Rampage and Dynamite next week at the end of the show. We'll do that again. This match between Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, Bryan Danielson, and Daniel Garcia. Mark, start us off, man. What'd you think?
This is what I think. This is exactly what I think.
Break the wall down.
Motherfucking go. The Ocho.
It's on Chris
Right here.
Jericho.
I didn't buy
Chris
this
Jericho
Jericho
build. I don't care who bought it. The fact that you have it and the fact that you were proudly displaying it.
How often do you rest your head on that?
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin it, so it's not often. But that's a great question. Any other?
There's a pillow. There's a pillow on my couch right now with my face on it that my wife bought off our merch page. I sleep on all the time.
Oh well, I mean,
It's a very comfortable pillow.
I wouldn't mind messing up your face, but I don't want to mess up the perfection of the Y2J. The man that.
Why is there a hole cut out in the mouth?
You know why. The man that beat Stone Cold Steve Austin and who in the same night? Anybody know?
The Rock.
Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, I slipped my mind. It's crazy.
But also lost the Intercontinental Championship to China.
Win some, you lose some. You have to get pinned by China. I mean, fuck it.
This match was good. I thought everyone did a good job in it. I thought everyone shined pretty well. But it is essentially what the match I was kind of expecting. Jericho hits Garcia in the face with a belt, where Aubrey's looking straight at it, and that's the end.
I enjoy the match. Anytime Jericho wins, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna love it. Me and him will cuddle later. But it does worry me a little bit. I'm gonna tell you why. Because of what ABJ said earlier. Do we really think that Jericho might be the champion of Ring of Honor? So if he's getting all these wins now, he's gone over on Bryan Danielson how many times now as well?
Dude, he's been God mode in booking right now.
That's what I'm saying. So the more I think about it, the more maybe I do get a little scared. While yes, he won tonight. He's the Ocho, Ring of Jericho, the greatest champion of all time. Is he going to be ROH's champion in the future?
It's hard world scenario where you book him to lose at Daniel Bryan, or have him have him beat Daniel Bryan. That's a hard booking.
But he's done it twice already. Yes, it's a hard booking. I agree with you on that 100% because I don't agree with his win at the pay-per-views.
One-on-one, he beat him once.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, he beat him at the pay-per-view, and I don't agree that he shouldn't have won on that pay-per-view. But at the same time, you're going to Canada. And you know how Tony loves these hometown pops. You're going to have this guy beat Jericho in Canada?
It's Daniel Bryan. ROH title.
It's Chris Jericho, the greatest of all time. I don't know, man.
It's a good point, man. I love that call out. I did say that. Remember when I said that?
You did. It is a good point. It is a good point. That's why you have me thinking the show now. It's like, damn, damn, maybe he's right because Jericho has been winning, dude. He's been winning. He's been putting on bangers. He's gone over on Bryan Danielson. It could be a very sad night next week for me. I might not be able to do the show.
You might want to get your beers ready.
Yeah. What do you recommend, IPAs or?
For that night, it's like high ABV stouts.
Ooh, you're a stout guy?
I'm not. No, this is like an 8.5% IPA right here.
Okay.
This is what they call in the business a imperial IPA, which means it's stronger. 8.8.
Okay.
And I drank it
And a
because it has
couple
a
of
wizard. It's a peach beer. That's why I bought it, because I like peach flavored things.
Okay.
I love a peach. I can eat a peach all day long.
So Chase, how do you feel about this main event?
I
And
liked
did
it.
it have any implications for next week?
No, yes, it did. I can't see Jericho going over again. I mean, I can.
Even in Canada? Even in Canada?
I can see Tony having Jericho go over. Do I think it's the right call? No, I don't.
In
I
Canada.
don't think it's the right call.
Don't mind me, boys. I had to take a quick selfie. I gotta make a thumbnail for later on tonight.
Guys, like I said, I love Jericho, Mark. I think Jericho's one of the best in the business, one of the best to ever do it. I don't care about his political affiliations. I think that's stupid to judge somebody, to shit. Here's what's wild to me. People will shit on Jericho because his wife was a Trump supporter, and he probably is. But the same people will defend Chris Benoit and say we shouldn't ignore his wrestling ability because of what he did outside.
I don't think he really did it, even though the police. Oh, the police reports. No, they're liars.
Kevin Sullivan was a Satan worshiper. So anyways, so yes, Chris Jericho is one of the best of all time. But I think, and I agree with you, Mark.
I think more people are more offended by Chris Jericho possibly getting inappropriate with a female talent that it drove her to quit than they are anything else.
I don't think that, because I've what I hear all the time is how Jericho's a piece of shit because he supports Trump. So
that's what I hear all the time too. Even my fiance brings it up because she don't get me started with Trump. That's a different story, but she'll bring it up. She's like, he's a Trump supporter, and I was like, yeah, he's the fucking GOAT, so I don't care.
So, anyways, moving on.
He did make wrestling great again. But I'm just...
you fucking guy, shut up. Oh God, fucking guy.
So, anyways, you and I talked last week, Mark, about this makes sense for an ROH TV deal to have Jericho on it. Well, to kind of pull back on that, I think that it's gotten people interested to say, oh wow, they're really doing something with ROH here. Hey, I really think there's a deal coming soon. Hey, ROH is being showcased quite a bit here. And now there's a lot of eyes focused on it, and this would be the perfect time to have Daniel Bryan come in, him and Jericho to have a fantastic match, and Bryan Danielson to go over, and then launch right into whatever future ROH holds, because we know how popular Bryan Danielson is as well.
Look, guys, this is not the fanboy of me talking right now. All right. This is just the wrestling fan of me right now. Okay. Bryan Danielson, yes, he's probably the greatest wrestler in the world. No one's saying he's not. But he's not Chris Jericho. He's not going to sell like Chris Jericho. He never will sell like Chris Jericho.
I agree.
I'm a Jericho fan, but the time they wrestled 1-on-1, Daniel Bryan had to slow himself down so Jericho can meet him.
That's great. And
I think he's talking about like popularity wise.
And I'm
talking about in ring. Daniel Bryan had to slow himself down to meet Jericho.
I am not disagreeing with you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, he's not losing in Canada. if there's a TV deal looming, it's gonna be on Chris Jericho's back. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm blocking him. It's not on. It's not. It's gonna be on Chris Jericho's back, not Bryan Danielson. Okay, Bryan Danielson, I love him. Yes, the movement was fantastic. Loved him in WWE. I loved him everywhere that he's gone. But he is not the main draw here, guys. I'm sorry. It's him. You put it on his back. The rings of Jericho. It's just gold. It's fucking gold. Everything he does turns to gold.
But
So
Nothing
and so will
anything
this,
he is
Bryan.
not.
and so
He is
will
not.
this match.
But the whole lead up to this is that they are doing everything that ROH doesn't stand for.
That's even more gold.
And Daniel Bryan is the OG of
So
Ring of
let me
Honor.
tell you, let me fantasy book this for you. Why not use Jericho to take out these champions? Obviously, in my opinion, I would make Jericho win next week dirty, okay? To keep with this whole, dishonoring Ring of Honor. And why not, when that TV or streaming deal comes, on the very first episode, he drops the title to whoever's going to lead the charge?
Agreed, but disagree. Here's where I'll say that. So Jericho, because if the TV deal is closer than we think, then Jericho running through champions would take a while, and it diminishes ROH more, where all your past champions are getting built. So then you would have to hand it off to a younger talent, which I don't think they're ready to build up ROH and make it be a young guy's game. I think you need some type of face power there to do that. ROH, the reason ROH is it is what it is, and I think if you're going to try to build that company, you have to bring back your diehard ROH people. And I love Jericho, but I don't think Jericho is that guy that would bring back the diehard ROH fans. They expect a certain type of wrestling when they watch ROH. And if they know going in that Daniel Bryan, in some weird shape or fashion, in 2022, 2023, is now the ROH champion, Bryan Danielson is the 2022, 2023 ROH world champion again. That's crazy because no one's seen that coming.
But didn't 2 weeks ago you said that he's not winning a championship here in the States?
I said he's not winning a championship in AEW. He's not winning the AEW world championship.
Okay.
So, like I said, to dial it back, what we were talking about, Mark.
And he can take that title over to Japan and wrestle in those style of matches. So someone did. I'm sorry to cut you off, Mark. Chase. But here's one thing that someone did say, who's a giant New Japan fan. I don't watch a lot of New Japan, but the problem with Daniel Bryan going over to Japan, and I never thought of this until it was brought up to me. I don't think with his conditions and everything he's done, it would be smart for him to go over and do a full tour of Japan and wrestle that style of wrestling. Dudes take massive head blows over there. It's not a safe spot for Daniel Bryan to go and work a full-time schedule and become a champion over there.
Yeah, that's the strong style ain't for Daniel Bryan. But what we were talking about, Mark, like I said, to dial it back, man. So Tony hit it on the head. You've got your diehard ROH fans that are gonna fucking flip and blow their load when Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon, wins the ROH championship again. But what you've done by putting the title on Jericho is exactly what you and me talked about last week. Is you've put people's eyes on it. So now Daniel Bryan wins the ROH championship and goes into their streaming deal, but then Jericho takes some time to go back over there to ROH and puts eyes on the product, and him and Daniel can have a three-part match or whatever. But like I said, just like you and me talked about last week, you're putting new eyes on the product and you're building up for it, and then having Bryan win that championship now brings back those hardcore ROH fans when that deal gets announced.
Unfortunately, you're not catering to these ROH fans right now. You're selling to suits. Jericho sells to suits, not Bryan Danielson.
All right, can I pose a question to you as the Jericho fan guy you are?
Sure.
What's Jericho's biggest moment of his career?
Undisputed championship, same night.
Okay, agreed. You take that footage, you show it to suits, right? They're like, okay, that this guy had a pop in wrestling. What's Daniel Bryan's biggest moment?
WrestleMania 30.
Visually, and then the next night, when all the fans are in the ring, and you go love Jericho right now. Yes, they're singing his song and doing his thing, but people have been there's two chants that have been going on in professional wrestling for the past 7 to 10 years, and they're CM Punk chants and they're yes chants.
The yes chants are synonymous with the what chants.
Yeah,
I could agree with that statement for sure. That's fine. But
hey, we got a question in the chat from Axel. By the way, I saw Axel hit that follow button while we were offline. I appreciate that, Axel. He says, in your opinions, who in AEW can go up against Randy Orton if they had a crossover?
Kenny Omega.
Damn it.
Sorry. Kenny Omega versus 90% of their WWE roster would be fucking awesome to watch. Yeah. Kenny versus Seth, Kenny versus Roman, Kenny versus AJ again, Kenny versus Ricochet. I'll take all. Kenny versus Kevin Owens, Kenny versus Sammy. I'll give me all those.
Well, I'll have nothing to talk about since he took my thing. So
I was gonna say Hangman. I was gonna say Kenny, but since Kenny got taken,
all right. Well, we're getting close here, and Mark here has a bedtime, and we don't want to keep him up too late. Let's get into what everyone's been talking in the chat. We've been ignoring for a while. So we had some Twitter beef. So I don't know exactly the tweets. I don't know if you have them pulled up or you're ready, but essentially, Andrade and Sammy Guevara got in some Twitter beef. Words were said. And it led to Andrade being sent home and possibly removed from Friday's show. Well, he is removed from Friday's show because he wasn't in the arena tonight. And Sammy doesn't, and then also gets a victory and a pin victory in front of a crowd here tonight, which obviously sends a message.
What do you think that message is?
That message is Sammy said on Twitter, if you want to leave so bad and you want to go back to the WWE,
I know exactly. I know what happened. Yeah, no, I know what happened, but what do you think the message being sent is?
They're Team Sammy.
Mark, what do you think that message is?
They're 100% Team Sammy, because why didn't Team Sammy get fucking sent home, but Andre did?
Do you know why? So what happened with the Elite and CM Punk?
Trying to find these tweets. What was your question?
What happened with the Elite and CM Punk? Either one of you. I don't care who answers.
The Elite attacked CM Punk.
I've got an answer to this. So, and this is why I'm asking. What happened between the Elite and CM Punk?
CM Punk defended himself against rumors that were spread supposedly by the Elite. The Elite went and attacked Punk. Punk defended himself. Punk is possibly getting fired. The Elite gets suspended.
Okay. So when did the Elite supposedly say this?
They've been saying it for months now.
But where?
Dirt sheets.
Meltzer.
Podcasts.
Yeah.
So
Meltzer brought it out, didn't he?
Well, Hangman said something on a podcast, and the Bucks said something on a podcast.
Hangman on a podcast. I don't think the Bucks said anything on a podcast. I don't think they've done it in a while. But Hangman said on a podcast that he doesn't really listen to a lot of advice from the older generation. And then that's when all the promos started going crazy, where they were shooting on each other in promos.
So
I didn't hear anything about a physical altercation with Andrade. I'm just being honest. I haven't seen that, but if you've seen something I didn't, I'm not going to deny that.
No. So Andrade went on a podcast and said something about Sammy, and then so it gets brought out. So then Sammy went to Twitter. So I think the common theme here is guys that are going out to other ventures and that are shooting on the company or shooting on company guys, take it for what you will, whether it's Sammy or whoever, favorites, whatever the case is. And this is their way of saying, no, we're not okay with it.
Yeah.
Because as you can tell, Tony is not okay with wrestlers doing stuff out in the public without his knowledge.
Yeah.
Hence why the whole thing with him and MJF started. because MJF was doing public appearances without Tony's permission. So then you've got all this stuff with the dirt sheets and the podcast with the Elite and CM Punk. And then, you get this thing with Andrade doing it as well. And I think with all that stuff that happened with the Bucks and Kenny, the Bucks and Hangman and CM Punk, I think this is Tony Khan's way of saying we're not doing this again. We're gonna stop it where it started.
Yeah, so I will agree 100%, but there's a little more to this, right? So if a lot of stuff in the chat that I was reading was there's favoritism to Sammy should be in the same punishment the whole nine. So if you go back to the Kingston one, right? Sammy went out and did a heel promo. Kingston was offended by the heel promo, but they never said to each other what was okay and what wasn't okay to say. Sammy was doing his job as a heel. Kingston got physical with him, and there was separation. Kingston then realized I fucked up. There should have been a conversation there and apologized, and everything was squashed. Now, people have had issues with Sammy backstage. That's not a secret either. But I think Andrade just picked good timing or bad timing. So when they had their team meeting after everything happened, they pretty much said, no more leaking shit. That's essentially what was said in the meeting. No more leaking shit. If anyone has beef, let's handle it in-house. Let's take care of things in-house. Exactly. Andrade, who's been teasing possibly wanting to leave, goes and does everything he's not supposed to do when it comes to everything that was said in that meeting. He essentially he went into work for himself, and he went and shot on the company and on a guy. And the guy pretty much called him out on it. Like, hey man, if you're that much of a WWE guy, then just leave. No one cares. Like you're essentially doing this because you're looking for a way out. Like you want to be released. You want to go back, then go. Nobody cares. We're not hurting without you. And he's technically not wrong because they haven't been using him properly. So I just want to put that out because instead of just painting Sammy as a villain, I don't think either one of them are villains. I think it was very calculated that he's trying to do this to possibly get out of his contract, as well as Sammy's using Sammy defended the company, and I think he's rewarded for it.
Yeah, no, and I'm so glad you brought up that meeting because, like I said, that meeting was attached to the altercation between the Bucks, Kenny, and CM Punk. And so when that meeting happened, and Jericho and Moxley took charge of that meeting and said, "Hey, like from now on, like we keep this shit in house, no more outside stuff." And then Andrade purposely goes and does this, and Sammy goes on Twitter to defend himself. Now Sammy's the bad guy, and it's really weird to me. Like Punk was the bad guy in that whole situation. I'm not saying he's the good guy. I'm not saying he was right. I'm not saying any of that. All I'm saying is it's weird when you paint one side of the story and everybody goes, "Oh, bad man, bad man, bad man," and then now they're doing the same thing with Sammy. It's like, well, wait a second. That motherfucker went out and said something about him. Like, if it's me, I'm doing everything I can to defend myself. So that's Raz says Andrade El Elite had a backstage altercation prior to Wednesday's AEW Dynamite. TMZ reports that there was an argument between the two, which led to Guevara shoving Andrade, and then punches were thrown. Andrade was reportedly sent home.
There you go.
Yep.
Wow.
Hey.
Somebody's getting a handle on shit back there.
Too many Chiefs and not enough Indians.
Okay.
Can I still say that? Am I allowed to still say that?
Yeah, you're a Chiefs fan.
Okay, I like it. But yeah, I don't have anything else to add to that, gentlemen. Do you?
No, I don't.
I think we covered it. I think we nailed it tonight.
I think we did too.
Any other questions that we skipped over?
No. Jake Boss and Scott were talking about Kenny and Ospreay and Okada while we were talking about AEW Dynamite, and then Axel 2993 had that question. So other than that, we're all set, gentlemen. Like I said, at the end of the show, I always like to break down the cards. So Rampage, we've got We've got Death Triangle defending the trio tag titles against John Silver, Alex Reynolds, and 10. Josh Woods and Tony Nese versus the Varsity Blondes. Madison Rain and Sky Blue versus Tay Mello and Anna Jay. John Moxley, Wheeler, Yuta, and Claudio versus Roosh and Private Party. Yeah. And then Battle of the Belts. Jade Cargill against Willow Nightingale. FTR against the Gates of Agony with Prince Nana. And then Pac defends his All-Atlantic Championship against Trent Beretta. As Pac will be pulling double duty on Friday.
Wow.
So you guys sound stoked for this. And then next week on Dynamite, we've got Jungle Boy versus Luchasaurus, Billy Gunn versus Swerve Strickland, and Chris Jericho against Bryan Danielson.
And we all know who's winning that one.
Yep. Willow. That's right. Willow is going to win.
That would be
All right,
nice,
guys.
right? I know that would get a major pop from my boy Anthony over here.
Yeah, big Willow fan. So is Axel. Axel's a big Willow fan as well.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
You think Willow's going to win?
No, I would love her to, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, I really think Jay's going to 50 at this point. Realistically, can any of you guys feel like who has enough?
Dude, if Athena didn't do it, that's crazy to me.
So who has enough momentum to dethrone her right now at this moment? If she were to lose tomorrow,
Nobody
who can do it right now?
Nobody.
Exactly.
Nobody.
You got to have time to build. So I
Britt,
really think
Britt Baker.
Britt Baker.
Britt
yeah.
Baker.
I mean, yeah, but
she has all the momentum. She,
according to Tony, only her and Jade are allowed to have momentum in that company right now.
I mean, prove me wrong. We've had two champions since her, and neither one of them were allowed to have compelling storylines. Everything was still based around Britt.
Yep.
Axel said he knows that Willow's going to win because they trained together at NYWC. What is NYWC, Anthony?
Well, it's still up in the air if he actually trained at NYWC. I'm joking. No, that's where she's out of. And that's her training. That's where she trains, and that's where she has got her training. A lot of good names came out of there. Brian Myers, Johnny Silver, Alex Reynolds, Tony Nese. Yeah.
Awesome. But I mean, that's cool and all. And I'm glad you told us that, but I want to know what NYWC stands for.
New York Wrestling Company, I guess. I don't know.
I just said that.
I wasn't paying attention to what
he just said that.
Yeah, but see, I asked Anthony a question, so I was waiting for Anthony to reply. If I said Mark, I would be waiting for Mark to reply.
Okay, so that's what we're going with. Okay.
The new host getting those privileges already. Jesus.
Apparently, I mean.
I get
no appreciation on here, especially when this guy, recruited me with 10 seconds left in Dynamite. But excuse me.
New York Wrestling Connection. I like it.
There it is. Connection there.
All right, guys. So, guys, before we end, I would like to start with Mark. Mark, tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
TikTok, Instagram, Pro Wrestling Kingpin, Pro_Wrestling Kingpin, and sometimes Twitter.
Awesome. Fantastic. How long was your ban to go live on TikTok from last week?
Oh, it got fixed the next day because someone definitely reported me.
Yep.
For nonsense. Yep. It was probably because of you.
TikTok jabronis.
No, it's probably one of those fanboys, probably one of those guys that bought a $75 hoodie to a podcast that they don't.
Wait, is there a legit
watch.
$75 hoodie?
Yeah.
All right, Chase.
Like no shit, like a real $75 hoodie.
Yes, it's $75.
Yeah, it's premium material, my friend. It's premium material.
Are they using Teespring?
I have no idea, dude. I don't fucking know. I could care
right now before we get offline.
Before we get offline,
Mark, send me the merch link.
I got you.
Right now.
When we get off, I'll send it to you. I'll text it to you.
Oh, I was gonna blow it up on air. I was gonna tell them what their profit is, how much they're making on it per hoodie.
You want to do it right now?
I don't care.
Right,
I don't.
I
Care.
do. I want to.
Nobody fucking cares.
I want that smoke.
Here we go.
I don't want to give them. I don't want to fucking give them the.
I won't say their name. I won't give them the acknowledgement in that aspect.
Oh, okay. Cool.
But if listen, dude, I know all these fucking print demand T-shirts places, and I can almost tell you where they just by their website or whatever. Or where are you sending it on Discord, TikTok?
I gotta find it first. Hold on. While we're doing this, all right, Chase, 60 seconds. Guess the wrestler.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, and go.
Male or female?
I might have. If we're on the same thing, I might have found.
You found it?
Hold on. I'm looking at their merch right now to see if it's the same person we're talking about.
Male.
Chris Jericho.
No.
Wait, how much did you say the hoodie was?
It was $75.
It was 75.
Yeah.
How much is it now?
If it's the same people, it's not. It's
like 45 now.
$47, $48.
Is it a shit tan hoodie?
No.
Then that's the wrong one.
I think they ran out of the shit tan hoodies.
That was the one that was 75.
Yeah. The where they're at now is about the basic price for the merchandise. Just put it out there. Yeah.
Funny. Anyways, like nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
So are we still guessing the wrestler, Mark?
No, you can follow me on all social media. Anthony Blackwell Jr. Super easy to find. I have a link tree as well that's linked to all my stuff. I have merchandise that's not $75 a hoodie. It's pretty
explanation point. Tech support Tony in the chat and Twitch. We'll take you to Anthony Blackwell's
link tree.
I will change that. We will get your link tree in there. I had your Twitch page.
Oh yeah, my Twitch. I don't really use the Twitch. I just I use it to support other channels, but I don't go live on Twitch anymore. I'm on YouTube, where I am starting a goal right now. I'm trying to get 200 subscribers by the end of October. I'm currently at 167. This account's not even a month old. So the support has been amazing. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. When I was doing this podcast now for about 4 years, it was it's very scary to go out and do it solo and go that route. But the support and everything has been amazing, and I appreciate all of you. On my link tree as well as Pro Wrestling Scorecards, I just changed it from Tornado Tag Podcast to ABJ Podcast.
No
so
underscores.
If you want to set up the account, and then you can go on and play a pick'em game with us. It's completely free, and you find out who has the best picks. Extreme Rules opens in 37 hours. Yeah. I guess because you have till Friday. But that's all I got. Thank you guys so much, and you'll be seeing me more on the stream. And once again, I hope I get to join them when they talk all pro wrestling.
I hope you do too, man. I actually really, despite you being a terrible tech guy, I do enjoy talking wrestling with you. So
I love talking wrestling with you guys. I have fun here, even though no one watches this show. I personally, this is just my take.
I thought we weren't going to get one. I thought we weren't going to get one fucking Ultimate Sports Talk reference.
Yeah, who is that guy?
And you,
the greatest fan of all time.
No, shut up. Stop.
He joined our Discord just to shit on Chase.
Yeah.
Did he really? I didn't know this.
Like it started out as like a joke, and then like what was funny was this, like he even messaged me in the Discord and was like, "Hey man, I hope I didn't overdo it." This was like months. This was like a month or a month and a half ago. I was like, "No man, like it was fun, like the friendly banter." Because here's what happened. One time I joined his Twitch, and he had this fucking hillbilly motherfucker who looked like he was 45, inbred, and on meth. And the guy was shitting all over. Yeah, the guy was like shitting all over AEW guys. And I was like, what are you fucking talking about? And like, he didn't like that I was giving the guy shit. So then he came into my stream and like started giving me stuff, and I took it really well because it was real mild at the time. And
Yeah.
he messaged me on Discord.
So you
and was
gave him
like,
the
"Hey."
you gave him the okay to turn it up.
No, I didn't give him the okay to turn it up, Anthony. Knock that shit off. I did not give him the okay to turn it up. I have fucking
Sure
have
the
the
fuck
message.
did.
I
Sure
I
the
have
fuck
the.
did.
He goes, I hope I didn't overdo it tonight. I was like, no, man, it was cool. Like I love the banter, and he was like, great, awesome. And then like it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And we had a wrestler who we were interviewing. Her name was Shy Lynn. She's like 17 or 18 years old, real young
Oh
girl.
no.
And on Facebook, Josh posted my co-host Josh for the I-70 Hot Tag posts the promo video. And then this dude gets on there and goes, I'm super excited to see Josh interview this girl, but keep her far away from Chase. We don't know about that guy. He's like, and like, it was like, it
Yeah,
made me sound like a creep. And
Yeah.
Josh
Oh,
messaged me and was like,
shit.
dude, that's not fucking cool. And I was like, yeah.
So that's not kind of something that happened to me. I had a podcast that we're gonna do like a shoot joke. I mean a work joke thing where they were gonna like rival us. The problem was they didn't tell us they were gonna do it. And then when I was like, "Yo, we good?" And they're like, "Oh, it's just a joke, man." And then like I would have a live stream like this, and they would just flood the chat, like spam it.
Yeah.
And then they were like telling
And that's
people,
it. Yeah.
yeah, and like I have like a really good interview, or I have really like I struggled really hard for almost 3.5 years to get engagement, like to people to chat and enjoy and build a community. And they came in one night, and I had the best stream of my life. I had like 15 people in there, everyone's talking, and they flooded the chat till everyone left. And I was like, "You fucking killed my whole stream." And they're like, I was like, "No, man, like." You record twice a month. I'm doing this every fucking week, 4 times a week, different shows. Like, you're fucking killing all my momentum. Like, I don't care if it's a joke around thing, but like you're going out of your way to just sabotage me. And they're like, well, that's what we were trying, like, well, that's our joke. And I was like, that's not a joke to me, dude. Like, no offense. I'm like $8,000 in at the time of equipment. Like I have microphones, I have a whole setup, I built my whole thing. Like, and you guys just record and you're audio only and fucking 8 people listen. Like you're fucking with like me talking about you helps you get listeners. And people who listen to me just fucking leave because you're trolling to the point where they don't want to be there. And I was just like, all right, cool. You want to play this? You want to play the tit for tat joke around thing and make fun of me? I'm gonna come harder. And I just fucking went off and I attacked their religion and I really attacked their politics and their religion, and they all blocked me.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
I'm
really good at talking shit, especially if I get angry.
Yeah, well,
I will say stuff that will like, because I at the end of the day, like who I was as a person in the past, I want to fight, you know what I mean? So if we get to the point where like I'm like, I don't care about you as a human, now I want to fight you, I will say stuff to engage that fight because now I want to fucking beat people up. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't want to be that person, and that's kind of where it got. But anyway, if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna play that game, you gotta set boundaries, and you have to be careful how you do it. Like a 17-year-old girl who's a guest on a podcast that you worked hard to get.
And her dad's one of our biggest supporters. Her dad's like in every fucking show we do.
Yeah.
And then this dude posts that on Facebook, and like I know he was trying to be funny, and I get it, man, but like, bro, like.
Not a good look.
You didn't put LOL after it. You didn't put JK after it.
JK,
so
JK.
now, like, so then now, like, this girl's dad or that girl could see it and be like, "Oh, do I really want to let my daughter go on that podcast?" And like, what do we not know about Chase? Do we need to case net Chase and find out if he's a you know, a predator? Like, dude, come on, man, you can't fucking do that.
Wow.
And so Josh messaged me and was like, dude, you got to do something. And so like I didn't say anything about it, but then like I was like, okay, well, I'm going to do what he does. I'm going to start being a dick. Well, that's what I went into Mark, do you know Dad Trainer?
Yeah.
The other night I went into his Twitch stream, and he does like the WWE 2K like e-feds, which are fun as hell. It sucks because he streams like every single time I stream. But anyways, I went in at like the last minute, and they were like, who should we raid? And Kay, Kay, Kay goes, Kay comes in and goes, we should raid Ultimate Sports Talks. He only has one viewer. And I was like, no, you should fucking leave it that way. And I was like, he only has one viewer. And then like Kay was like, that's really fucked up. Like we support small streamers. And I was like, I'm all down for supporting small streamers, but not that one. There is such thing. There is such a thing as too small, and like just ripping him.
And ones that go out of their way
and
sabotage what you're.
And then like Kay was like, that's really fucked up. Like so, I think I lost Kay as a supporter, but that's all right.
It happens.
As soon as we went in there, he was like, I just started shitting on him. And I was like, God, I can't believe we wasted a good raid on this fucking idiot because he didn't have his mic or his camera on. So he couldn't even acknowledge the raid. And I was like, God, we wasted a good raid on you.
Well, also speaking of raids and streams, unfortunately not on TikTok, but our Twitch. But I will be immediately following this. I will be setting up a stream and going live playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla over on YouTube if you want to come hang out. And we also have a Discord too that you can join. Link is in my link tree as well.
Absolutely. We'll get a. If I have to, I'll make Tech Support Tony link to your Discord or to your YouTube page or your link tree. I'll just do link tree.
Appreciate it.
I'll just do link.
Or just changed it from Tech Support Tony to ABJ. Like that's.
I really like Tech Support Tony though.
Let's stick on brand. You know what I mean?
I fucking love Tech Support Tony, bro.
I do.
I'm sorry. I don't think you could win this right now.
Yeah, I mean, like, but see, Mark likes it because he likes to shit.
Tech Support Tony's merch is coming soon. And it's gonna be Mark's face.
If you make that a shirt, I'll buy it.
The screenshot.
If you make that a
that's
shirt,
what I'll do.
It.
I'll go back to I'll find the stream when it happened and Mark's face when he can't get his mic to work.
He just did this.
If you make that a shirt, I will buy it.
Yeah.
Tech support Tony here to help, and it's just you just fucking
Axel. Yes, ABJ is way more over, but like for these parts of the world,
I ordered stickers, and I cannot wait because I travel a lot. So like every time I'm traveling,
I better get a fucking sticker.
Well, you can order the stickers from the website, and they'll be better. Like the ones I'm getting are only like 3-inch stickers, and it'll probably cost me more to ship it to you than it would be if you just ordered one off the merch page.
Yeah,
just being honest. But I ordered these 3-inch I Heart ABJ podcast stickers.
I know,
and I'm just gonna stick them up in like trucker rest stop bathrooms.
Yeah. Dude, I am definitely getting a I love a BJ. A t-shirt, and I'm definitely getting an I love a BJ fucking sticker. So I've got stickers. You guys can't see my laptop, but my laptop is covered in wrestling stickers. Like the independent wrestlers that we interview when we go see on the shows. I've got all their stickers all over my laptop, but I've got a special spot on the back of my laptop that I'm going to put I love a BJ.
I love that for you. There's a wrestler right now in the local scene that I'm really a big fan of. I can't tell him that. Well, no. So we're kind of like not working fans because no one believes it, but like we're doing this whole rivalry where we hate each other. It will carry over tomorrow night to our live stream at the Sanctuary. So if you want to watch it progress there. So we're doing this whole thing that we hate each other, and I ordered him the I Heart ABJ t-shirt, and he's gonna cross out the heart and right above it hate. So it's gonna say I hate ABJ. And then the whole gimmick's gonna be like, dude, you're probably the only one. Like no one in this world hates a BJ. You know what I mean? Like I hate him. Like it's gonna be this whole bit, and it's gonna lead into like the kid. I think he's like 21 matches into his career, and he's really good. But I'm trying to use my platform to help him get more bookings. So if we do this angle where we hate each other, they bring him in, and then I'm like, well, here's a guy that you can wrestle because I don't wrestle, so this guy's gonna fight you, and then it gets him a booking as well as possibly one of his friends or somebody on the card. So it's just trying to help.
That's awesome.
Him. Yeah, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. But he's a good dude. Go follow him on social media. Actually, if you guys really want to help me out here, go follow on Instagram or on Facebook. Follow Ricky Price. His whole gimmick, he's like a college frat boy. Who like drinks and parties, and he's like, but the problem is he's like Tom Brady. Like you don't want to root for him, but he's good and he wins. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna cheat to win, all that stuff. But Ricky Price, follow him and be like, we heard that ABJ is cool and you suck or something like that. Like troll him a little bit. You know what I mean? But but do it. Don't do it like that other guy did, where you like fucking attack him and say he's a pedophile or something. Like, just be fun, friendly about it. You know.
Hey, speaking of that,
Yeah.
I went from 125 followers to 124. Do you guys want to take a wild guess? How that happened?
Yeah, there you go. Hashtag ABJ sent me. I love that. Yeah.
All right, guys. Any final thoughts for tonight's show?
Final thoughts.
It was better than last week.
It was an all-around great show, and I keep saying everyone needs to just chill. We're fine without the Elite and CM Punk.
Yep.
Also,
yep.
He ain't losing.
Mark, we need to have a one-on-one, you and I, man. Having a glitter pillow.
I didn't buy it.
One thing. Having a glitter pillow is one thing. Having a glitter pillow of Chris Jericho is way over the top.
Why?
Way over the top, man.
It's 2022, man. You need to be accepting. Okay. Let's have a talk. Yeah, let's have your one-on-one.
I am very accepting.
Who the fuck are you?
I'm very accepting.
Glitter pillow.
I am very accepting.
You can't do this. And be like, oh my God, I miss you so much. See how easy that was?
My final thoughts to piggyback off of Mark's would be the same. The shows the past few weeks they've been getting better.
Since you guys are real quick, because I just looked in his chat, I went on Mark's thing and I kind of read his TikTok thing, and someone said, "Do you guys have a Extreme Rules prediction?" If that's something people are interested in, and you're on the other coast, so you have different time zones. I don't get home until like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night Eastern, so it'll be like earlier for you guys. I'm down to do like an Extreme Rules prediction on my channel if you guys want to join in, be my first collab.
Down
a prediction or a post show?
Yeah, it'll be after SmackDown, so the full thing will be up, so we can go through all the matches and go over everything.
I'm down.
I'll send you a message.
Cool. Okay. What are you guys doing? Are you guys watching it or what?
I won't see a second of that pay-per-view because I'm booked the same day as the show. That's the show I'll be with Wardlow. I'll have to watch the pay-per-view when I get home later that night.
I'm not doing anything, Mark.
I'm working technically, but
I'm actually probably going to watch an independent show over Extreme Rules.
Actually, I feel like Extreme Rules is going to be great, man. I don't disagree. I'm very interested in it.
I have that fear of WWE where they only care about the big four, and all these other pay-per-views are just like wash away.
They're about to bring back
effort into this one though, Anthony.
Yeah, they're about to bring back Bray Wyatt, which I'm super excited for.
Yeah, they're putting effort into it, and it's also leading.
Anthony can kiss my ass.
It's leading into the season premiere of Raw and SmackDown on these networks, and they're trying to make it a big deal. So I'm hoping Extreme Rules is the catalyst for new storyline.
I think it will. But I'll keep you posted, Chase. If you want to do a post show, I should be able to leave work to watch it, but I won't know literally till Friday. So we can talk about it when we hop on with Tony Friday night and do our prediction, and I'll let you know for sure.
So if you're in his stream and you guys are here, Anthony Blackwood Jr. on YouTube, subscribe, and we will be doing Friday night Extreme Rules prediction, and we'll be using Pro Wrestling Scorecards. So go to my Linktree and click Pro Wrestling Scorecards and sign up. It's completely free, and you can play along. So it's a lot of fun. So it'll be like, who's going to win this match? And then it has like fun stipulations, like how long do you think this match is? Does someone bleed? Does someone interfere? And if you pick all of them right, it scores everybody. And then at the very end, you can be the champion. And they have a little tally of one.
It's like prop betting.
Yeah, it's a lot, but it's completely free, and it's a good time.
Yeah. All right. So real quick, Anthony, let them know where you could find you again.
Anthony Blackwell Jr. on all social media. Blackwell is the color, and then Well. So BLACKWELL Jr. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Every bio has my link tree, and you'll find it easily. I try to make it as easy as possible for people to find me. And then if you want an ABJ, I Heart ABJ t-shirt, they're all there too.
And that's where we'll go. And that's where we'll go to do the Extreme Rules prediction as well, guys. So make sure you guys head on over, follow him on everything. He's an okay guy. He's an okay guy if he's not fixing your mic. So he's pretty nice guy.
Listen, I was going to come in here and fix your mic for you, but I was like, you know what? I don't want to jinx anything. I don't want any smoke.
So, guys, of course, you can find me at CR Media 1988 on all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube. Especially on TikTok, we are a little over 200 followers to get to 1,000. Once we get to 1,000, we'll be able to go live. It's very, very exciting. So, I'll be excited when I can finally jump in people's lives and get banned. So,
Dude, I can't wait so we can go live. And then what we'll do is we'll go live and talk, and we'll be our own little clique, and then we'll ignore everybody else in the community like they do.
yeah,
Sounds good.
And we should cancel this guy because he doesn't work with anybody, and all he wants to do is be himself. And then they all get a little bit of clout, and they're like, "We're gonna stay with our clique." Fucking cronies.
Raz says if they don't deliver on Wyatt, they are delivering on Wyatt. There's no question it's Wyatt. So it's Bray Wyatt. So,
All right.
and I'm super excited for it. So, unlike Anthony Blackwell Jr., I'm a big Bray Wyatt supporter
on YouTube.
What?
You allowed to show swords on YouTube?
I hope so.
It's Bill. It's Bill's sword from Kill Bill.
No one cares. Anyways,
I don't know why I still have this next to me.
I'm just messing with it. All right, guys. We are a little over the 2-hour mark. We're right at 2 hours because we have the 5-minute countdown. So we appreciate you guys so much. As usual, you guys can find us on Facebook, on Sports Empire Network, on YouTube on Sports Empire Network, and of course on twitch.tv/CRmedia1988. Make sure you go head over and watch my guy, Anthony Blackwell Jr. tonight. He's going to be playing some video games. It's lots of fun. I may be in the chat. I may not. It depends on if my wife has shaved her legs or not. So will depend on if I'm in that chat. If I'm in chat. So
welcome to the jungle, baby.
Hey, brother.
Is that her laughing?
It is. I didn't know you could hear.
I made her pop.
I don't mind going through the rough. I just want.
Not everything can be on the green. You know what I mean?
All right. Before I get Mark kicked off of TikTok and me kicked off of Twitch.
I never trust a guy that shares a bank account with his mother. What the fuck?
That's fucked up. So anyways, guys, for myself, Chase CR Media, these are my co-hosts, Mark, Pro Wrestling Kingpin, I Love a BJ, Anthony Blackwell Jr. As usual, guys, good fight and good night.